Hare Krishna. Today I'm going to read the book Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita. They had pleased him, but he now assumed a feature of extreme gravity, and though they knew he was certainly the same Swamiji, their titterings stuck in their throats, and their happy glances to each other suddenly abated in uncertainty and nervousness. As they regarded Swamiji's gravity, their joy of a few moments before seemed suddenly childish. As a cloud quickly covers the sun like a dark shade, Prabhupada changed his mood from jolly to grave, and they spontaneously resolved to become equally grave and sober. He picked at the kartalas and again smiled a way of appreciation, and their hearts beamed back. The temple was still a tiny storefront with many hidden and unhidden cockroaches, a tilted floor, and poor lighting. But because many of the decorations were from India, it had an authentic atmosphere, especially with Swamiji present on the dais. Guests who entered were suddenly in a little Indian temple. My grand, I came one evening and all of a sudden there were carpets on the floor, pictures on the wall, and paintings. Just all of a sudden it had blossomed and was full of people. I was amazed how, in just a matter of days, people had brought so many wonderful things. When I came that evening and saw how it had been decorated, then I wasn't so much worried that he was going to make it. I thought it was really beginning to take hold now. Prabhupada looked at his group of followers. He was moved by their offerings, a message of honor, and their attempts at decorating Krishna's storefront. To see a devotee make an offering to Krishna was not new for him, but this was new. In New York, this horrible place, the seed of bhakti was growing, and naturally, as the gardener of that tender sprout, he was touched by Krishna's mercy. Glancing at the pictures on the wall, he said, "Tomorrow I will come look at the pictures and tell you which are good." The next day, Prabhupada came down to appraise the new artwork on display. One framed watercolor painting was of a man playing a drum while a girl danced. "This one is all right," he said, but another painting of a woman was more mundane, and he said, "No, this painting is not so good." He walked to the back of the temple, followed anxiously by Howard, Keith, and Valley. When he came upon the painting of the six-armed person, he said, "Oh, this is very nice." "Who is it?" Valley asked. "This is Lord Chaitanya," Prabhupada replied. "Why does he have six arms?" "Because he showed himself to be both Rama and Krishna. These are the arms of Rama and these are the arms of Krishna." "What are the other two arms?" Keith asked. "Those are the arms of a sannyasi." He went to the next picture. "This is also very nice." "Who is it?" Howard asked. "This is Hanuman." "Is he a cat?" "No," Prabhupada replied. "He is a monkey." Hanuman is glorified in the scripture Ramayana as a valiant, faithful servant of Lord Ramchandra. Millions of Indians worship the incarnation of Lord Rama and his servitor Hanuman, who, whose exploits are perennially exhibited in theatre, cinema, art, and temple, temple worship. In not knowing who Hanuman was, the Mode Street boys were no less ignorant than the old ladies uptown who, when Prabhupada had asked whether any of them had seen a picture of Krishna, had all started blankly. The Lower East Side mystics didn't know Hanuman from a cat, and they had brought back their harshest version of India, a picture of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without even knowing who he was. Yet there was an important difference between these boys and the ladies uptown. The boys were serving Swamiji and chanting Hare Krishna. They were through with material thorough with through with material life and the middle class work reward syndrome. Their hearts had awakened to Swamiji's promise of expanded Krishna consciousness, and they sensed in his personal company something exalted. Like the Bowery Bum, who had donated toilet paper during Prabhupada's lecture, the Lower East Side boys did not have their minds quite in order, and yet, as Prabhupada saw it, Krishna was guiding them from within their hearts. Prabhupada knew they would change for the better by chanting and hearing about Krishna. The summer of 1966 moved into August, and Prabhupada kept good health. For him, these were happy days. New Yorkers complained of the summer heat waves, but this caused no inconvenience to one accustomed to the 100-degree plus temperatures of Vrindavana's blazing summers. It is like India, he said, as he bent without a shirt, seeming relaxed and at home. He had thought that in America he would have to subsist on boiled potatoes, otherwise, there would be nothing but meat. But here he was happily eating the same rice, dal, and chapatis and cooking on the same three-stalked cooker as in India. Work on the Srimad Bhagavatam had also gone on regularly since he had moved into the Second Avenue apartment, and now Krishna was bringing these sincere young men who were cooking, typing, hearing him regularly, chanting Hare Krishna and asking for more. Prabhupada was still a solitary preacher, free to stay or go, writing his books in his own intimate relationship with Krishna, quite independent of the boys in the storefront. But now he had taken the International Society for Krishna Consciousness as his spiritual child. The inquiring young men, some of whom had already been chanting steadily for over a month, were like stumbling spiritual infants, and he felt responsible for guiding them. They were unable to immediately follow the multifarious rule that Brahmanas and Vaishnavas in India followed. He was hopeful. According to Rupa Goswami, the most important principle was that one should somehow or other become Krishna conscious. People should chant Hare Krishna and render devotional service. They should engage whatever they had in the service of Krishna. And Prabhupada was exercising the basic principle of Krishna consciousness to the furthest limit the history of Vaishnavism had ever seen. Although he was engaging the boys in cooking and typing, Prabhupada was not doing any less himself. Rather, for every sincere soul who came forward to ask for service, 100 came who wanted not to serve but to challenge. Speaking to them, sometimes shouting and pounding his fist, Prabhupada defended Krishna against the Mayavadi philosophy. This was also his service to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. He had not come to America to retire. So, with the passing of each new day came yet another confirmation that his work and his followers and his challenges would only increase. How much he could do was up to Krishna. I am an old man, he said. I may go away at any moment, but if he were to go away now, certainly Krishna consciousness would also go away because the Krishna consciousness society was nothing but him. His figure leading the chanting while his head moved back and forth in small motions of ecstasy. His figure walking in and out of the temple through the courtyard or into the apartment, his person sitting down smilingly to discuss philosophy by the hour. He was a sole bearer and maintainer of the small, fragile, controlled atmosphere of Krishna consciousness on New York's Lower East Side. Hare Krishna. Here we can see that more and more people are joining Prabhupada's mission, and Prabhupada is receiving more help from them, such as typing, cooking, and decoration. Even though Prabhupada got some help, but he continued working the same way he used to do. People started accepting Prabhupada and they have the sincere desire to serve Swamiji and chant Hare Krishna. In the summer of 1966, within a storefront in New York's Lower East Side, Srila Prabhupada began the task of cultivating the seed of bhakti or devotion in the US. His young followers were new and ignorant to this new culture and tradition. But Prabhupada accepted them all and acted as a sole maintainer of this place. He had a fatherly warmth to everyone that encouraged his followers. Despite the cultural difference and the challenges of teaching those unfamiliar with basic Vaishnava principles, he remained hopeful about his mission to engage everyone somehow or other in Krishna's service. While he lived simply and continued his rigorous translation work, he took full responsibility for this budding society, recognizing that the survival of Krishna consciousness in America rested entirely upon his guidance and presence. Hare Krishna.